coming right up on Vegas Station Game Day.
We all love Davante, but understand he's got to make the best decision for him. Our team has to make the best decision for us, and we got to keep moving forward and trying to figure out how to win games.
A journey to the Mile High City amid a star inside the locker room wanting out.
I'm focused on Denver Broncos. I'll handle the grass, so let's go handle everything else.
The Silver and Black focused on the task at hand with a chance to give themselves a winning record for the first time this season. Vegas Nation Game Day starts right now.
Powered by the Las Vegas Review-Journal, this is Vegas Nation Game Day. Presented by DNR House of Diamonds, making luxury affordable. Located in the One Summerlin building in downtown Summerlin.
Week number 5, nearly a third of the way through the NFL season. Time moves fast, doesn't it? Thank you all for tuning in to Vegas Nation Game Day as the Raiders prep for week number 5 against the Denver Broncos. I'm your host, Dominic Lavoie. So, a pretty busy week in Raider Nation off the field as that man right there, Davante Adams, and his whole situation continues to unfold. So here's what exactly we know. Well, we know he wants a trade. Raiders beat writer Vinny Bonsignore breaking the news Tuesday morning that the Silver and Black were exploring trade options for the wide receiver, and then later that day it was reported that the feeling is mutual. Davante told the team that he prefers to be traded. Next, reports come out that Adams would prefer to go to the New York Jets or the New Orleans Saints to join one of his former quarterbacks, Aaron Rodgers out in East Rutherford, New Jersey, or Derek Carr out in Louisiana. Shocker for anyone that's followed his career. So that's where we stand now in terms of week 5 in Denver. Let's get an idea of what can happen. Here's Vinny Bonsignore with Vinnie's Vision.
Thanks, Dom. Well, the Raiders had a dry run and got a look of what life was without Davante Adams last week against the Browns. Now it starts full-fledged beginning this week against the Denver Broncos. What does that look like? Get a whole bunch of guys involved in the game plan, 7 different targets, 7 different receptions, or players with the receptions against the Browns. 7 different players targeted in the pass game. A season-high 152 yards rushing. That's spreading the ball around. That's getting plenty of players involved, as opposed to sometimes what they did with Davante Adams, which was intentionally try to force-feed him the ball just because you had to get Davante Adams into the game plan. That's no longer the case. That overarching presence is no longer on this team. So they're able to organically get the ball to a whole bunch of different players. That looked good against the Browns. Can they do it again against the Denver Broncos?
All right. Thank you, Vinny. Now, last week, Luke Getsy and his offense showed some creativity in the play calling, and it seemed to have worked out as the Raiders picked up the dub. Now, what does Ed Graney think of the offense of week 4 and how it should go in week 5? Let's go ahead and find out as he goes against the grain.
Hey, it's Ed Graney. Last week the Raiders finally showed some creativity with their offense. Jet sweep with a wide receiver for a touchdown, reverse with a wide receiver for a touchdown. They've got to do more of that going forward. They tried to force the run those first 3 weeks. It did not work. Finally, they got the run going last week, but that's because they became more creative elsewhere. We don't think Davante Adams will be playing this week. He might not even be a Raider this week. So they've got to continue being creative other ways to find ways to score. Gardner Minshew has to be more accurate as a quarterback, and the running game has to continue, which means the offensive line has to continue to play as well as it did last week against the Cleveland Browns. This week, it's at Denver, and if they get more creative, they've got a good chance to beat the Broncos for the 9th straight time. This is Ed Graney, and that's Against the Grain.
Thank you very much, Ed, and thank you all for watching this far, but we've got to take a quick step away. Now, after the break, we're going to throw some numbers at you. Betting odds for this week after a topsy-turvy lead-up to their matchup against Denver, and the hard count with Heidi Fang with some stats you can look out for on the field Sunday for the defense. We'll be right back.
DNR House of Diamonds is Las Vegas's elite private office jeweler. We specialize in natural and lab-grown loose diamonds, engagement rings, and custom design. If you're looking for lab-grown diamonds, we have one of the largest selections at the best prices in Las Vegas. We make luxury affordable every day.
Welcome back to Vegas Station Game Day, and thank you for sticking around. Now, the Raiders are shipping up to Denver this week, and here to give you some stats you need to know on the defensive side of the ball is Heidi Fang with this week's hard count.
Thanks, Dom. The Broncos have struggled in their aerial attack this season with just 1 touchdown thrown by quarterback Bo Nix and 4 interceptions, which is a fortuitous thing for the Raiders' defensive backs. Cornerback Jacorian Bennett has 5 pass breakups in 2024, tied for 6th most in the NFL in this season. 4 of Bennett's pass breakups have been on 3rd downs, tied for most in the NFL. Also, Nate Hobbs has been targeted for a total of 16 times and has allowed just 7 completions. His 43.8 completion percentage is tied for 4th lowest in the NFL. That's among corners who have been targeted at least 15 times. With 1 interception returned for a touchdown, Jack Jones will have 4 career interceptions returned for a touchdown, tied for 4th most in NFL history among cornerbacks in their first 3 seasons. I'm Heidi Fang, and that's the hard count. Back to you, Dom.
Thank you for that, Heidi. Now, finally, betting lines have been on the move since the Davante Adams news. So let's go ahead and see where they're at now as we follow the money with Todd Dewey.
The Raiders have owned the Broncos in recent years, winning all 8 meetings since moving from Oakland to Las Vegas. But I spoke with 2 professional sports bettors who expect the Raiders' dominance to end Sunday at Denver. The Broncos are consensus 3-point favorites and -150 on the money line after the line opened at 1.5. The number has moved up mostly because of Davante Adams wanting to be traded, Max Crosby being banged up, and Denver winning back-to-back road games at Tampa Bay and the New York Jets. The total is the lowest on the board at 36. Pro bettor Chris Zeniak has hit his last 3 best bets in the RJ, and he recommends a play on the Broncos on the money line. Pro bettor Jeff Whitelaw bet on the Broncos -2 and recommends a play at anything less than 3. Denver is -2.5, -120 at Boyd Gaming. Good luck, everybody.
Thank you, Todd, and thank you all for tuning in once again. As always, be sure to follow us on social media and the web to keep up with your Raiders news as the Davante Adams situation heats up and to unpack Week 5 until we come back for Vegas Nation Blitz. Now, make sure to enjoy the action. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.
Powered by the Las Vegas Review-Journal, this is Vegas Nation Game Day. Presented by DNR House of Diamonds, making luxury affordable. Located in the One Summerlin building in downtown Summerlin.